If you've ever told your child to calm down or take deep breath and it didn't work or it even made things worse, here's why. So, when your child is overwhelmed, their nervous system is activated. Their body has already moved into a stress response. So, their heart rate might be up, they might be breathing more shallow, they might be tensing their muscles. And when we say calm down, we're asking them to use their thinking brain to override the messages when their body is screaming unsafe in some capacity, right? And the body always wins that argument. So think about this, right? So when you're home alone and you're watching a really spooky horror film, and then comes that moment where you have to turn off the lights downstairs and then run up the stairs before anything gets you. And now your thinking brain knows, right? There's nothing chasing you, you are completely safe. There is no actual danger, and yet you're still running up them stairs, or you're still not putting your feet down with the gap under the sofa or under the bed, or sleeping with your feet out of the duvet, things like that, right? Because your body is like, nope, you don't want to do that. And even though we logically thinking, we are safe, we're okay, everything is fine, that feeling in your body, that feeling of being unsafe, it's going to win that argument. Thing with emotions is our breath is tied to oh, I don't know what's happening to my voice as soon as I've gone on here. It's gone really dry. Our breath is tied to them. So the moment that a child feels overwhelmed, the breath changes. So to come back to balance, it makes sense that we would slow our breath, right? And use it to ground ourselves. And yet, in this moment, it's not working. So this session today, what I want to share is what's actually happening in your child's nervous system during these big emotions, why telling them to calm down often backfires, and a simple breathing practice that you can use together right away. And this practice is so incredibly simple and yet so powerful. I absolutely love it. So I'm really, really happy to share this one with you. And it's not even about forcing the breath to change, right? It's more about awareness. So below, feel free to ask any questions in the chat. And if you are watching the recording, then make sure you come into the school community so you can join these lives and access all kinds of free sources and just so much support to do with family regulation. So, the first thing is understanding the nervous system. So, when a child becomes overwhelmed, their nervous system shifts into what we call sympathetic activation. And this isn't a bad thing, right? It's actually something that's needed. It's not like, oh, this state is good and this state is bad. It's all normal. And I think that's one thing that often gets missed in these talks about regulation is that dysregulation is completely normal, and being activated is a good thing, right? It's our body doing its job. We want it to do its job. It's just sometimes it does it a little bit too well, maybe, and not well enough at coming back down, which is why we have the tools to support us with that. So This is our body preparing for action, right? It gives us this energy and this focus to escape danger. And one the thing that changes is the breath. And when it does this, it wants to flood the body with oxygen to help us face the danger. And so our breath becomes faster, it's more shallow, it's higher in the chest. We're not breathing down to our belly, right? It's quite high. And this breath pattern keeps the body in a stress loop. And so while this state is not bad, and sometimes we might need it. I always talk about like we need this state so much. We need to jump from being calm to activated sometimes too, because like those electric scooters coming past you on the path, you need to get out of, right? So we need this quick response sometimes as well. But if we are in this activated state all the time and not having enough time in our rest and digest state, the parasympathetic nervous system, it can lead to all sorts of problems. So sleep problems, low energy, anxiety disorder, low self-esteem, irritability, anger, mood swings, and so on. So if we can gently shift awareness back to the breath, this is one of the quickest ways we can shift out of that activated activated state into our rest and digest. So, if that's the case, why can't we just say take a deep breath if we know the breath is going to help? We cannot force it. We cannot demand it. We can't just say, take deep breath, because remember, their thinking brain is offline. Okay? It's not registering. It's their body, that stress response, that feeling of unease, of not feeling safe, it takes over. And so, what we really, really, really need to be doing is practicing during the calmer moments. So, many many breathing exercises, they try to control the breath, right? So think about our practices like inhale for 4, exhale for 6. These are great, I love these. But when someone is feeling overwhelmed, controlling the breath can actually feel more stressful, and especially if this is quite new to them. So today we're gonna keep it really, really simple. And we're just going to notice and anchor attention to the breath with a simple phrase. And so we're going to practice this together here before you share it with your child. And when you do share it with your child, you're doing it at that calmer time and not just once, right? Do it again and again and again. And this is really going to help them to build that skill, build that connection. And they're, even if they're thinking brain stuff, like, you can go, oh, I've done this a million times before. It's there. It doesn't take much thinking because they've done it so much, right? So let's try it now. Just sit up nice and comfortably wherever you are, and just begin to notice your breath exactly as it is now. There is no need to change it. It's just feeling the air moving in and out. Now, quietly say to yourself, I am breathing in, I am breathing out. That's it. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. So this phrase becomes an anchor, and we're focusing on that as we're breathing. So we don't have to say it out loud. It can just be in our head so that when we are breathing, we're just noticing that we're breathing. Oh, I am breathing in and I am breathing out. And this, it helps the mind from wandering into the story. And the amazing thing is that when we're paying attention to our breath in this way, it naturally begins to slow. It naturally becomes deeper and we're not forcing anything. There's no pressure here. It's just mindful attention. And why this works for children is they don't need these complicated techniques. They need anchors, something simple enough that they can actually use it when emotions do get big, when things do feel overwhelming. Just something really simple that they go, okay, I've practiced this. I know how to do it. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. And once the breath slows, the nervous system begins to settle as well. And this is regulation in its simplest form. They're not suppressing anything, not controlling it, they're just awareness. That's it, just a simple awareness. And I think this is the really important thing as well is the goal is not to eliminate big feelings, right? Children will still feel angry. They'll still feel excited, frustrated, overwhelmed. It's all part of being human, right? But what we are teaching is how to come back, to notice the breath, to return to the present moment, to realize, okay, I feel this and I am safe. And just reminding the body of that, right? Remember, our body feeling it is we're reminding our body, hey, look, I'm safe. This is why we're taking these slower breaths. This is why my breath is slowing down because we are safe. And so it really gets that message. And this is a practice I love to use myself. I use it at bedtime when my mind is racing or when I'm thinking of like a super cringe social interaction or something like that. And it's like, okay, instead of my mind running away with the story, I am breathing in, breathing out, naturally start to settle. So, if this resonated with you and you're trying to support your child with real regulation tools, just know you are not alone. And we are going to be diving into chats like this every single week inside of the school community. Next week, we're talking all about frustration. So, we're talking like real explosive, like throwing the chair on the ground or slamming doors, breaking toys. Like you'll learn how to support children with that kind of explosive energy instead of trying to shut it down and just bury it all down. We're going to learn how to turn these tense moments into connection. So I hope you'll join for that one. I'll see you in the regulation room. Take care.